everybody, this amp keeps getting dismissed as a practice amp. Well, I've just found out that we are officially using this to record the guitars for the upcoming 2 Johnny Saskatchewan albums, and I'm going to walk you through how we're going to do this. So I don't know if you can tell, but here at the back of the amp, we have a single output jack for the speakers, and I've actually got that divided into 2 cables that are going into our isolation closets into a couple of 4x12s. And here is the amp isolation closet. These are the 4x12s. So one cable is going into that 4x12, another cable is going into that 4x12. And each of these combos has 4 speakers in it, as you'd imagine, but they're 4 dissimilar speakers. In fact, this, I don't know if you can see, but these are the speakers that are installed into these cabinets. So we got a vintage 30, everybody's favorite. I believe it's a Chinese-made vintage 30. I can't guarantee that it's anything otherwise because it dates from around the year 2000. The Celestion G65, very vintage sounding. The famous Celestion G75 that comes standard in some Marshall cabinets. We have the famous Greenback 25 watt. So that's a crowd pleaser. And these are visually laid out. So the Greenback 25 would be right there. Right? Those are the speakers that are in this cabinet. And then for that one down there, we have the bottom 4. We have the Eminence Governor. We've got the Eminence Swamp Thing. So those are the 2 on that side. We've got the Celestion Greenback 20 watt. That's a heritage speaker. That's quite rare. It's very vintage from like the early 60s, supposedly. And then we have the standard Celestion Creamback, and that is the Creamback with the smaller of the 2 magnets. So I think that's the medium magnet. Anyway, so we are recording these speakers with a single mic. Now this is something I usually don't do. Usually if you're recording guitars, you record with an actual cabinet. You record more than 1 mic, usually 2 or 3. But we're doing this as an experiment. This is something that was started on the original Johnny Saskatchewan album, where every song was recorded with the same guitar sound, but from a different speaker with a different mic and a different configuration. So this isn't fully set up yet, but we got a single SM57 that's positioned in the center of a speaker. And the other mic we're using is the Sennheiser MD421. So we're going to be swapping out the 2 mics. We're going to be recording in the center of the speaker, and we're going to be recording in the halfway point between the center and the edge, and we're going to be recording on the edge. We're also going to be recording, I believe, on the cap edge, which is about 1 inch to one side of the center position. So those are some variables we're playing with here. And as you can see here, this is kind of a bit of a game plan for how we're doing this. We're recording, this is weird, but we're recording 2 albums back to back. So all the drum tracks for these 2 albums are done. Now we're going to put down the guitars and the bass. And you can see this is a plan for the guitar recording. So we've got the speaker. We've got the microphone that we're using, either the SM57 or the MD421. And then we've got the placement of that microphone. Now they're all going to be 0 degrees on axis, and they're all going to be the same distance, about 1 inch away from the beginning of the speaker. So this is kind of the map, and this is a continuing experiment that started with the first 2 Johnny Saskatchewan albums. This is what people wanted to do, so this is what we did. I haven't actually done anything with the sound bites. I'm going to see if it's okay if I can just create a master video with all the different guitar sounds we obtained simply by changing the speaker and the microphone placement. So that'll happen at some point. But that's the game plan here. I'm going to share the actual Katana settings with you guys in another video. I've got everything hooked up to do this, but the only outboard effects, it's extremely basic for the setup, is we got 1 analog delay pedal. The guitarist wants to use the Digitech whammy pedal for solos. And that's it, I believe. That's everything for the distorted sound and the lead sound for these albums, is my understanding. There's going to be a little bit of clean guitar, but that's a totally separate rig with the JC120s. So maybe I'll do a video on that too. But let me know what you guys think of this this kind of weird and simple setup, I will post upcoming videos and show you guys exactly what we're doing. And then the idea is that when the albums come out, you can hear the sound bites, you can hear the results we got from this. So the Katana in a studio recording full albums. Let's see how it does.